everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we'll be taking a closer look at the life of Albert Einstein.
But not just the,
Yes.
the iconic image we all know.
Right. We're going deeper than that.
Yeah.
Using this podcast episode called Influential Lives, we're going to try to understand the person behind the genius.
Exactly.
By the end of this deep dive, you'll hopefully have a new perspective on Einstein's life, his impact on the world, and even maybe, just maybe, some takeaways that you can apply to your own journey.
And I think you'll be surprised by some of what we uncover today.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Influential Lives really digs deep into some lesser-known aspects of Einstein's story.
Okay, so let's dive right in. One thing that really struck me right away was how Einstein wasn't really considered like a child prodigy. In fact, he even struggled in traditional school settings.
That's true. The podcast highlights how he didn't even speak fluently until he was 4.
Wow.
And his teachers often found him, disengaged.
Really?
He didn't fit that mold of the typical gifted child.
Huh.
And I think what's so fascinating about this is it really challenges our assumptions about what genius looks like.
Yeah.
Unconventional thinkers, the ones who see the world a bit differently, they often clash with systems that are very rigid.
That's a really good point. It's a good reminder that we shouldn't judge potential just based on appearances or, early performance. But what was it that really sparked Einstein's passion for science? Where did that come from?
Well, Influential Lives tells this great story about a compass.
Okay.
When Einstein was 5 years old, his father gave him a compass, and he was utterly captivated by it.
Oh, compass.
Yeah. That needle always pointing north,
Yeah.
Guided by some unseen force,
Right.
really ignited his curiosity about, kind of the hidden workings of the universe.
It's amazing how something so simple could have such a profound impact.
Right. It speaks to the power of nurturing curiosity, both in ourselves and, in others as well. Those small moments of wonder, they can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
They can lead to all sorts of unexpected discoveries.
Speaking of unexpected, Einstein's path wasn't exactly straightforward. He struggled to find a teaching position after graduating, right?
He did.
And he ended up working as a patent clerk, not quite the typical career path for a, future Nobel laureate.
Right, exactly. But the podcast makes this really compelling argument that this seemingly mundane job might have been a blessing in disguise.
Oh, okay.
The undemanding nature of the work gave Einstein that mental space and time to just explore his ideas, read widely, develop his theories.
That makes sense.
It really does.
And that led to his miracle year of 1905, right? When he published 4 groundbreaking papers while still working full-time at the patent office.
Exactly.
Wow.
Those papers included, his theory of special relativity and the famous equation EMC-SO, which absolutely revolutionized our understanding of energy, mass, and the speed of light.
It's really incredible to think about the sheer volumes of work that he accomplished in just a single year, all while holding down, a regular job.
Yeah.
It really challenges our assumptions about what's possible, even when we feel like we have limited time or resources.
Absolutely. His story is a powerful reminder that you don't need perfect circumstances to achieve great things. Sometimes, limitations can even foster creativity and innovation.
Yeah.
What we might perceive as obstacles could actually be opportunities in disguise.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Pushing us to think differently, find those unconventional solutions.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, it really underscores that idea that innovation can flourish in these unexpected places.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about looking at those constraints not as roadblocks,
Right, yeah.
but as unique challenges to overcome.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how his experience as a patent clerk,
Right.
a job that seems so removed from theoretical physics,
Right.
could have played a role in his groundbreaking discoveries.
Well, Influential Lives suggest that reviewing all these patents expose him to such a wide range of inventions and ideas. It perhaps sparked connections and insights that he might have missed in a purely academic setting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what seemingly unrelated experiences or skills
Yeah.
in our own lives might be contributing to our unique perspective.
Absolutely.
And, potential for innovation.
It's a great question to consider.
Yeah.
Sometimes the most unexpected connections
Right.
lead to the most brilliant breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Now, the podcast also emphasizes that Einstein was far from a one-dimensional figure. He wasn't just a brain in a jar,
Yeah.
detached from the world.
Right. Influential Lives doesn't shy away from the fact that he had flaws
Right.
and faced personal challenges just like anyone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He grappled with relationships, experienced setbacks,
Wow.
even struggled with absent-mindedness.
Really?
It's kind of funny. It makes his accomplishments all the more remarkable,
I would think so.
knowing that he achieved them despite being,
Yeah.
a fully human, imperfect being.
It's a nice reminder that even the greatest minds
Right.
deal with human issues.
They do.
But it's also inspiring to see how he used his platform to advocate for peace and social justice,
Yeah,
especially during such a tumultuous time in history.
absolutely.
Yeah.
He spoke out against war discrimination, the rise of Nazism,
Wow.
using his influence to champion human rights and dignity for all.
It's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
It's a powerful reminder that we can all strive to make a difference in the world,
Yeah.
regardless of our field.
Exactly.
Now, one of Einstein's most famous quotes
Yeah,
is, "Imagination is more important than knowledge."
that's a good one.
It's a pretty bold statement, don't you think?
It is, and it perfectly encapsulates his approach to problem solving and discovery. He wasn't just memorizing facts or crunching numbers.
Yeah.
He was asking, what if? He was letting his imagination run wild, envisioning possibilities that others hadn't even considered.
So it wasn't just about accumulating knowledge. It was
Yeah.
about using that knowledge as a springboard
Right.
for imaginative leaps.
Exactly. Influential Lives
Uh-huh.
argues that Einstein believed that true innovation
Okay.
stems from the ability to see beyond the limitations of what's currently known
Yeah.
and to imagine new possibilities.
But in a world that so often prioritizes speed and efficiency,
Right.
how do we even cultivate and prioritize imagination?
That's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It requires conscious effort.
Right.
It could involve carving out time for creative pursuits, writing music art activities that allow our minds to wander and explore without constraints.
So it's about making space for that
Right.
what-if thinking, even if
got-
it doesn't seem immediately practical or productive.
Sometimes it's as simple as asking yourself what if questions throughout the day.
Oh, okay.
What if we approach this problem from a different angle?
Right.
What if we combine these two seemingly unrelated ideas?
Interesting.
It's about challenging those assumptions and being open to those unexpected connections.
I like that.
And that brings us to another important point. Einstein's commitment to lifelong learning.
Even after achieving global fame, he never stopped learning, exploring,
Never.
and challenging his own understanding.
He was always pushing himself.
The podcast mentions how he referred to himself simply as a curious person,
It's beautiful.
always eager to learn something new.
Yeah.
It's a great reminder that learning shouldn't stop after we leave school or finish a degree.
I think it's a lifelong pursuit.
Yeah.
It's about fostering that intellectual curiosity throughout our lives.
Right.
It can involve reading books outside of our usual genres, taking online courses, attending lectures,
Oh, yeah.
or even just engaging in thoughtful conversations with people who have different perspectives.
Yeah.
It's about constantly expanding our horizons
Right.
and challenging our own assumptions.
Precisely. And it's something we can all do, regardless of our background or profession.
Exactly. Now, I think it's also worth noting that Einstein's path
Yeah.
wasn't without its challenges.
Okay.
He faced setbacks, rejections, and criticisms,
Mm-hmm.
particularly in the early stages of his career.
He wasn't an overnight success, was he?
Not at all. The podcast highlights how his ideas
Okay.
were initially met with skepticism and resistance from the scientific community.
Really?
Some of his most groundbreaking theories
Wow.
were initially dismissed or even ridiculed.
It must have been pretty discouraging at times.
It certainly was. But what's remarkable is that he persevered. He didn't let those setbacks or criticism deter him from pursuing his ideas.
Oh,
He believed in his work even when others doubted it.
that's pretty powerful.
It is.
His story is a powerful testament to the importance of resilience and self-belief,
It is.
especially when pursuing unconventional ideas or
Yeah.
challenging established norms.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a reminder that breakthroughs often come from pushing boundaries and challenging conventional wisdom.
And that sometimes the most groundbreaking ideas are
Yeah.
the ones that initially face the most resistance.
That's a great point. And it leads us to another aspect of Einstein's legacy, that Influential Lives explores
Okay.
his impact beyond the realm of science.
Right. We've talked about his advocacy for peace and social justice.
Right.
But the podcast also delves into his philosophical views and his reflections on the nature of creativity, humanity, and the universe.
His insights extend far beyond physics and mathematics, offering valuable perspectives on the human condition, the power of imagination,
Right.
and our responsibility to create a better world.
So even if we don't fully grasp the complexities of his scientific theories, there's still so much we can learn from his broader perspective on life, the universe, and everything.
I couldn't agree more. It's a reminder that knowledge and wisdom can be found in unexpected places.
Yeah.
And that even the most complex ideas can have profound implications for our everyday lives.
Yeah, it's amazing to think about how his influence, continues to ripple through so many different aspects of our life.
It really is.
From our understanding of the universe to our approaches to problem solving and even, our ethical considerations.
Absolutely. It's a testament to the enduring power of, curiosity, imagination, a commitment to using knowledge for the betterment of humanity.
So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into the life and legacy of Albert Einstein, what are some key takeaways that you think our listeners should walk away with?
I think Influential Lives leaves us with this really powerful message.
Okay.
In a world that often, prizes speed and efficiency, it's crucial to make time for curiosity, imagination, and deep thinking.
Yeah. It's so easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of daily life.
It is.
And lose sight of those essential qualities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, as Einstein's story shows us,
right,
those are the very qualities that lead to those breakthroughs, both in science and in life.
Yeah.
So I would encourage our listener to really cultivate those qualities. Nurture their curiosity, embrace their imagination, and never stop questioning. You never know what you might discover.
That's beautifully said. And, remember, in the words of Albert Einstein himself, the important thing is not to stop questioning. So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Until next time, keep diving deep.